everyone. I'm Kendria. I need you to go like, follow, and subscribe. Soul Productions.
What's up, everyone? And this is Next Level Thinking.
What's up, everyone? It's another episode of Next Level Thinking. It's your host, Chris Holm. As we always know, I bring you inspirational guests. But today I have a special guest by the name of
Tierra Highland.
Awesome. All right, so Teddy, I'll tell us a little bit about yourself so we can dive in and know who this person is.
Well, I am an art person, so basically everything I do is anything creative, really. So like I do spray paint art. That's my favorite thing to do. I do spray paint art. I tried to branch out into like beauty stuff because I like makeup and stuff like that. So I'm trying to do nails and body scrubs, stuff like that. Um, I like decorating things, making things pretty, basically.
Nice. So what got you into art? So what was the inspiration from?
Well, let's see. I've always loved art since I was in school, really. Um, I just had because I was so focused on more academic stuff, so I never was able to actually do like art classes. I think I only got to do one, and so I've always loved art. I just never really did anything with it. And then I had some really bad stress and a bunch of mental breakdowns and stuff. And this one day, I was like, well, I like spray paint art. I watch like videos of it all the time. And so I was like, well, let me go out and try it. So I went out and bought a canvas and some spray cans. And and I tried it and I sent it to a few of my friends. And I was like, oh, this thing happened. And they were like, oh my gosh, that's so good, that's so good. And I was like, really? And so after that, I mean, I was doing it as a hobby. And then after that, I was like, well, it'd be nice to, like, an artist is something I've always wanted to be. So I was like, well, let's make it official. So that's
Started
kind
getting
of
paid from it.
it. Yeah, it is. It just kind of was, it's a stress reliever for me. And so it's something fun to do. And, if I happen to make some money from it, that's nice too. So,
It's interesting you brought that up because usually when it comes to art, from anything from paintings, drawings, and much more, usually is from emotions from the artist and things like that. So
oh
it's
yeah.
their way to express or outlet to express themselves to the world in an artistic kind of way that can be
Yeah.
magnified or taken on tours and things like that. And thankfully we have the access of the internet. So after that, like was it just pretty much you like finding like an outlet and then expressing yourself, or you had other like artists that you looked up to?
Yeah, it was kind of like the my earlier paintings, which I still have some of those, but my earlier ones, I watch sketch art a lot, and he's phenomenal. He's great. He does like the most amazing things. Some of the stuff he does, I still haven't figured out how to do yet, but um, he was kind of I guess like my first love when I fell into the spray paint art, and I was like, I've always seen like, you've always watched street performers or something, but like with him, I watch his videos and then just like I get inspired, and so there's a lot of my paintings from my earlier ones they're like just like his, but like there'll be a different color, or I'll change up the little details, to make it how I wanted it. But that he was one of my main inspirations. But it was also too, you know, like I said at first, it started off as a hobby, so it was just an outlet. So it's funny because when I back at my paintings, I can tell what kind of mood I was in There's some of them I was like really angry, and I was like, well,
That's
I need to
exactly
do
why I said that
something.
when it comes to emotions.
So yeah, you can really, I can tell what my emotions were just looking at it, um, and that's funny. It's people always think of, oh, what's going through their head, and a lot of times, yeah, I was very angry, but it gave me a good positive way to get all that anger out, because I bottled stuff in, so it was a healthy way to do that for me.
Yeah, we don't need you unleashing that anger in another way and going to jail, messing with you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's very good. So, hold on. Thought I was about to sneeze, but anyway. So, like, what are some of the challenges that you face while doing this, especially when you started and things like that? That way, other people that may be influenced to try it out as well can know.
um, well, uh, I would say my biggest thing is my transportation, because a lot of a lot of the art that I do, it's stuff that it's it seems to be like people appreciate it more when you're in front of them and you're actually doing it. And like for some reason in my life I've always had some type of transportation issue, and I'm basically always without a car. So it makes it a little harder because I can't get to vendor events, or you know um I have to depend on other people. So I have to, if something pops up, I can't just go and do it, because I have to figure out, okay, how do I get there, how do I schedule this, so, and a lot of times I hate it, but a lot of times I make plans with people and then I have to cancel it because it's like, okay, well, my ride fell through, my ABC plan fell through. So I think a lot of my challenges stem from me not being able to get myself places. And so, um, to overcome that, what I've been trying to do is, I mean, most of this, everything I do really is custom made. So I try to promote, okay, well, it's custom made, so it's whatever the customer wants. And then it's, well, instead of being able to deliver it, I can't deliver things anymore. So now it's like, okay, well, you know, I hate to do it, but I'm gonna have to add a little shipping charge because now I have to ship everything. And even that is like, I have to walk across town to ship everything, so, but I mean, it's doable. It's
Part of your
it's
work.
still fun for me to do. I mean, I still try my best, but there are some times that, um, I guess it's like I feel like I'm not doing as well as I could, and that kind of really gets me because it's like I always want to do the best, and then there's just, I don't know, there's just always some type of mess going on in my life, really.
But so, what are some
And
of the ways to keep you inspired to go through it?
well, my mom, oh, I love her. My mom, she is always like,
Yes.
she knows my stress will go from 0 to 100 in like 2 seconds. And like any little thing that goes wrong, I'm like worried about something. And she's good. I can call her and I can be like, Mom, this is happening. My life is in shambles. I don't know what to do. And she's always like, okay, calm down. Let's figure this out. Like I said, my laptop stopped working, so she is like, well, why don't you come over on your off day and use my computer? So, that's what I'm doing now, is I'm at her house. So, you know um and then my stepdaddy, he's an IT person, so he offered to help fix my laptop. So my parents have been a really big supporters, and anytime anything goes wrong, they are there 100% of the time for me.
Awesome. So, like, is that also part of your why of like keeps you going as well?
Yeah, because I mean, having a small business, there's like 10,000 reasons to quit. There's always something, especially um
10,001? Nah, I'm messing.
and it's like especially like with art, people like to um decorate their houses or something, but sometimes it's like, okay, what do you have that Walmart doesn't have, And so it's like you feel comparing yourself to bigger companies, and sometimes it's like, okay, well, um customers may not understand, okay, well, I don't have the advantages that these big Fortune 500 companies have, so my things are a little bit more expensive, but they're gonna be a good quality. I'm never gonna send. I'd rather come out of my own pocket before I send something that looks horrible. So I'm never gonna send something bad, and it's always personal. Yeah, I've made it with love. I've made it with joy, and I made it thinking about my customer. So it's always you and then also too, like I compare to people who I started watching when I was watching YouTube videos. I compare to people I know that do the same thing, and I'm like, oh, they're so much better. Like, what am I doing? But it's like, okay, well, I just keep telling myself, okay, this is an art journey. This is not. I'm not seasoned. I don't feel like I'm never gonna be like, okay, I'm super professional. I feel like this is something that is always, there's always something to learn, which is great because I
Yep.
love learning things. So
And I definitely agree with that. You should always be a student and keep improving yourself no matter what. I mean, that's what it's all about. Because once
yeah.
you get comfortable, then, you're pretty much in a standstill. But if
Mhm.
anything, um, you can just, when you're talking about the value of everything, like when you add the signature to your artwork and things like that, I feel like that gives, the authenticity and then the value
Yeah.
to it. Because you can be like, well, you bought this from this person, but hey, I put my signature on it and I took
Yeah.
the time out. I mean, it's no different from like other, like I remember going to the Galleria in Houston, I think Peter Link, and some of his galleries is like, amazing quality and much more. But you think his work is cheap? No. I think the
Mhm.
lowest thing that I saw was, oh God, it was like a real small picture too. It's probably like 5 or 6 grand or something.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Like, ooh. So with that, if you could go to one event, what is one event that you would like to showcase some of your artwork? Some people, I know one popular one that's nearby, like what, South by Southwest or something like that. But like, what event is at the top of your mind?
The rodeo. I've
One coming
always
up, the
wanted to
Houston
be at the
Rodeo.
rodeo. Yes, because I like making country art too. So like I like silhouettes, and so I have like a few stencils that I've made that are like cowboy silhouettes, and to me it's just like it's the cutest thing. And you could do so much, and then I feel like there's so many different people that come to the rodeo. You can meet so many people, and I love meeting people. I love learning new things about people, connecting with people. So, um, I feel like if I ever was able to get into the rodeo, I feel like I'd be like, okay, I've made it.
I feel like, yeah, it sounds like you're real passionate about it too. So
Yeah.
when I see a big billboard of you, like pretty much on the hoist, I'm like, yep, ain't no bringing her back down. She took off now, Not no small little people. Nah, I mess with you. So, so with the artwork and things like that, what are some other future plans and goals you have coming up?
Well, I have let me see. Let me think. Sorry. um, right now, I know my next event that I'm gonna do is the Cotton Gin Festival. Hopefully, everything goes well. And that's gonna be in Burton. That was actually my very first time selling anything was 2 years ago. and I was at the Cotton Gin Festival. This was my first event ever, first time being a vendor, and it has a special place in my heart because I remember I sold a painting, and of course my mom was there with me, and there's this little boy who just loved this little painting, and so his grandma bought it for him, and I remember at that time I didn't sign any of my work. And so the grandma was like, "Oh, you didn't sign it." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "You're an artist. You gotta sign your work." And I was like, "Oh, okay,
They're
okay."
like,
So
yes,
I
this is
signed
my
the back
time.
of it. And then he walked away. And I turned to my mom and I was like, "Mom, I'm an official artist now. Like, I've sold a painting." And it was just like mind blown for me. So it's like I'll be so happy to get back, and that's gonna be a special thing for me.
Yeah, and it's
So
always that's always like a big turning point with the first one. Like for example, when I signed my first book and signed it off,
mhm.
and that you can't really repeat that.
Yeah.
And now that is going to be a location that you're going to hold for the rest of your life, and it's probably going to be one of the places where you're going to be talking about forever on interviews
Yeah.
in the future. Because like,
Yeah.
it all started here.
It's like, yeah, it's a special place in my heart. So
Mhm. Cool, cool, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and close out pretty soon, but like leave us with some closing comments, like in an artistic way, that motivate other artists, and then where can they find you?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
I was saying like leave a closing statement for to inspire other artists, and then tell the audience where they can find your work and much more.
Okay, so a closing statement. Let me see. So my motto, if anybody has watched any of my videos, my motto is always, um, thank you and have an artful day. And what I mean by that is art is all around everybody. Everybody should be able to have access to some type of art. When you're watching something, you're looking at something, you're always looking at art. So take time to appreciate the art that's around you. Take time to, I'm like doing hair is art, doing nails art, doing makeup is art, it's basically I feel like anything you do, if you do it well, it's art to me. So I would say do something that makes you happy, and that's your art for the day.
Awesome
And
way.
as far as where you can find me, I have on YouTube. I'm on YouTube as Sparked by Tierra. My Instagram is Sparked by T. My and I also have a Facebook page that's Sparked by Tierra. I have a Twitter too. It's Sparked by T. I don't really use it that much, but I have that too. Um, and my website, which is I have one that's sparkedbytierra.com, but I'm revamping it and redoing and that'll be I can't hear you.
Hold up, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said the internet over here is kind of acting funny too, so we're gonna get through
It's
this.
all right.
All right, so say the last little part so where they can find you at because it kind of went off, but I want to make sure they have it. But of course, I'm gonna have everything in the description below. But go ahead.
Okay, it's my YouTube channel is Sparked by Tierra. I have a Facebook page which is also Sparked by Tierra. The my Instagram, I just got a business one, so that's Sparked by T, and then my Twitter is also Sparked by T. So those are the four places you can find me. I also have my website which is sparkedbytierra.com, and that's gonna be 29th.
Cool, 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 cool. So Thanks for all the insight and much more. We're gonna go ahead and leave this out with a bang before I get disconnected on this Wi-Fi as well. But it's
Thank
all
you so much for letting me do this. It's real fun.
yeah, I gotta go ahead and get that insight. So with this closing out, it's your host, Chris Homer, as always, on another episode of Next Level Thinking, and then I have my special guest by the name of. I'll say it again. I'm telling you, this Wi-Fi is getting on my nerves. Special guest by the name of.
Tierra Highland.
And thank you so much. Boy, this Wi-Fi over here is giving me the blues. Anyway,
Yeah.
make sure that you subscribe, like, and share the message, keep things going. So on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and much more. And in the words of Tierra, make sure you have an artful day. And in the words of me, take your life to the next level. Peace.